I am a CPA here at Blue Ocean Tax Advisors, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about the journey that our small business taxpayers kind of go through as we provide our tax advisory service offering. Just in a nutshell, when we talk about tax advisory services, we're talking about the monthly and quarterly consulting that we engage with business owners in order to help them lower their taxes come the end of the year. So in our typical taxpayer journey for a business owner, there are about 8 pillars that a business owner kind of goes through. So first one is there's usually a trigger. Something happens in the life of a business owner that causes them to start to think about seeking out some type of professional help with their business or tax situation. It could be a business owner is worried that maybe they're overpaying on taxes or they overpaid in taxes in the previous year, right? So they're thinking, okay, so what can I do? What is available there out there for me? And then from the trigger has a text question in it. And so the second pillar is you search, right? You're searching for answers, searching for an accountant. Maybe you bump into this video and you're just watching, trying to find what could be available to help you, or a CPA that you can work with. And then the third pillar is you call me, right? You call me, you find me online, you schedule time on my calendar, we do a discovery call, right? We have a conversation. I'm asking you questions about your business, about your plans, about last year's taxes, last year's income. And then from there, we have an estimate of the savings that you can potentially receive by doing some type of tax planning that can activate some strategies that are applicable for you. For example, if you are a real estate investor and maybe you bought a residential building and you come into my office, and as we are doing this savings calculation, we find out maybe we can do a cost segregation study that can save you hundreds, more than $100,000, that can give you more than $100,000 in a tax deduction, right? So we're doing a savings calculation to just give us a ballpark of what this can look like for you at the end of the year. So that's the third pillar. And then the fourth pillar is we develop the tax plan itself, right? We're actually listening, okay, so in this year, 2020, whatever, we are going to implement these 1, 2, 3, 4 strategies. We actually have a tax plan. We talk about what the strategy is. It's a document. It documents what the tax strategy is, how much in tax savings it's going to give you, and we're just building it out. We're building out what we need to do in the year to be able to utilize that tax strategy. Then the fifth pillar is you as a business owner need to buy in. You need to make that decision, to take that step like, hey, Terrence, let's do this, right? Maybe you have questions, that I need to answer just for clarity and just so you know exactly how this will work out and whether that's compatible with your business. There has to be buy-in from the business owner side. And so that's a whole process we go through and answering questions and making sure that you have the comfort. So that's pillar number 5. Pillar number 6 is we get to implement the tax strategy. If, for example, one of the tax strategies was you wanted to offer a retirement 401k plan this year to your employees and maybe offer a match so you get a deduction there, we're setting up the plan. We're inviting the employees to opt into the plan and then tracking those deductions and the company match throughout the course of the year. So implementation, really, we have to be thinking about documentation, right? What documentation can we put together to substantiate the strategy if the IRS ever come knocking and they question whether or not it's legit, and whether or not we have implemented it in a way that complies with the requirements. So you have to be thinking about documentation. The burden of proof is always with the taxpayer when it comes to the IRS to prove. So we want to make sure that the strategy is defensible, and we have ticked all the boxes to just make sure that we don't have any missing gaps. The seventh pillar is paying your quarterly estimated taxes, meeting quarterly to review your financial results and the progress that we are making in this journey to save you money on taxes. The frequency of the meetings can honestly be more frequent, but at least at a quarterly, or at least quarterly, we want to meet and really take a look at where your financials are. Look at what your year-to-date numbers are, what your quarterly numbers are, actual versus budget. Are you paying in your estimated taxes, right? Because we do not want you to have this surprise bill at the end of the year. We want to make sure we've been intentional with paying in those taxes as they're due. Do you owe any payroll tax returns? We want to make sure those are being filed on time. All the payroll tax deposits are made on time. So the quarterly meetings really just help us all to be on the same page, answer any questions that are coming up as we go, maybe make changes if we need to make any changes, if there's something that's happened in that quarter that we need to be aware of. Final stage is filing the annual tax return. It could be a business return if the business is incorporated as an S Corp or a C Corp, or if it's a partnership. If you're a single member LLC, sole proprietor, then it's just the Schedule C on your 1040. But the final stage is we file a tax return, and that final pillar, that final stage is the one that delivers the tax savings to you, because you don't have to write that big check to the IRS anymore, and all the savings that we have accumulated throughout the course of the year kind of realized at that point. So that whole 8-pillar process is what our taxpayer journey looks like.